Okay, okay. So, this game is called Ghostpia. It's not released yet. It's just a demo. It's kind of like a novel, novelish kind of game. I don't know how to get full screen. Second, give me a sec. Okay, there it is. There it is. All right. Yeah. So as I was saying, the game's name is Ghostpia, and its demo is out on Steam. It came out today, and like as I said, I love games like this and just cool art style. I'm not sure if it's supposed to like look 3D kind of shit. Like, when you wear 3D glasses, it looks like this. So I am not sure. Like, the loading screen does not say so, but it looks like that. But I know it's like art style. It's been a long journey. It's dark. It's dark by the time I got out of the station. The cold breeze blows, and I suddenly went to go home. This is a ghost town. It's certainly lonely enough to have earned that name. Despite my reluctance, I quickly remember why I came here to fulfill her wish. It's a promise I have to keep, a whisper to myself. I have come to see you. Shit, it's loud. It's very loud. I'm gonna let it play out. It's been my dream to dream. Lately, I have been sleeping all the time, but I haven't dreamed at all. I want to dream. I want to escape from the reality and go elsewhere. But no matter how much I sleep, the world of dreams just won't welcome me. Have I ever even had a dream? I'm not quite sure myself. And thus, I'm on the precipice of awakening. I don't know what that word means. My body slowly floats up from the darkness of dreamless sleep, reminding me that I do have a body, and I'm not just part of the puddle of dream goo. But I want to sleep longer. I grab a hold of sleep's tail and try to sink myself back into the goo. When I let out a yawn and open my eyelids, I recognize the sound of ringing phone, so that's what woke me up. That trifling realization sends sparks flying within my brain and instantly casting aside my drowsiness. I have woken up once again. My heart feels cold, heavy, as if someone had poured icy water into the empty hole in my chest. I look outside the window. It's almost dawn. Everyone's starting to go home. The air's hurried and restless, but also somehow satisfied and overflowing with hope. Then my heart gets another degree colder. Let's go. I quickly grab a change of clothes, put on my coat, and head up to the door. The door leading out to my one room apartment. I wince at the cold sensation of metal doorknob when I turn it. Once I walk through the hall and down the stairs, the door there leads outside. Is out now. The same outside as ever. Thick snow covers the ground like always. Good thing I brought my boots. A cursory glance at the nearby brick fence reveals graffiti in a language foreign to me. Behind it, in the distance, are buildings covered in pastel, candle-like colors, except they are now faded, dull, and ambiguous. There aren't many tall buildings. What does stand out, though, is a cylinder thrusting forth the middle of the town, as well as the peculiar silhouette of a church in the distance that almost looks like it's got an onion on top. I should reduce the voice a little bit, I think. Yeah. In any case, I've got the feeling that this isn't the place where I belong. This is a ghost town. Or rather, that's all anyone's ever called it. There's not much else here, so if you are not going to name the town after its inhabitants, what else are you going to call it after its inhabitants? It's ghosts that live here, or rather, that's anyone's ever called them. I think that the only thing they are comfortable calling themselves is they live forever and are active at night. They are ghost like in that sense. But I guess since like part is off putting, they have settled on just straight up calling themselves ghosts. Naturally, I'm a ghost myself. As dawn breaks and the ghosts go home, I head out into the ghost town. The horizon's starting to turn blue, so I am sure it will be dawn soon enough. I love this time of the night, especially the sky. I do realize that I'm kind of basic for liking something as commonplace as the sky. But watching the pitch black expanse gradually fade to navy and then to blue makes me feel, somehow, both excited and relaxed. I take a step forward and get confused. Why was I sounding so gloomy? I often space out and lose track of what I was thinking. I have been like this for longer than I can remember. I feel like a broken machine. If only I could keep these sad thoughts away. Not once have I ever been able to stop them. I start digging through my memories to try and remember what started that gloomy train of thought and walk outside, half asleep. My feet just started walking on their own. Somehow, someone once said that the subconscious part of our mind is larger than the conscious one. I pass through the small gate of the similarly small apartment complex. There are many footprints left in the snow, but they're all footprints heading home, in the opposite direction than I am headed. It seems like that lonely thought has set my memory into motion. I remember now, once again, I failed to dream. Then I got a phone call from that girl, which woke me up. I couldn't sit still, so I went outside. Ah, I wish I didn't remember that, but I suppose when you have forgotten something, it's human nature to try and remember it. The need to remember may not be at the top of the hierarchy of needs, but it's definitely pretty high up. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. So my name's Sayoko. It really doesn't. I mutter to myself as I tread through the snow. When I reach the road, the snow has already cleared, making it much easier to walk. Huh? I press something. What's happening? I pressed something by mistake. Seem to have. Oh. Yeah, I. Okay. Okay, we are here again. No, don't touch the keyboard. There's not another soul on the road, but I can feel the gazes of ghosts from inside their building. I can't say I like it, but it's better than seeing them face to face. There are many ghosts in this town, but as someone who currently doesn't have any friends, my one and only hobby is to walk around the town early in the morning like this. It's nostalgic, melancholic, and yet somewhat exciting. That's how I always feel when I go for these walks. Sorry for my bad pronunciation for some things. I walked through the shabby backdrop of the city streets until I turned the corner, and the scenery changes ever so slightly. I have reached the plaza in the middle of the town. There are benches placed here and there, as well as the signboard of a cafe with a full view of the plaza. And it's not exactly a place with a calm, relaxing atmosphere. And that's due to overwhelming presence of something that's the opposite of calm and relaxing. Holy shit. Is that a missile? In the center of the plaza is an indiscernible stone wreckage of what probably used to be a fountain, and sticking out of it is a gigantic metal cylinder with fins. It has been here for ages. Its silhouette is simple and clear. So too is its purpose, destruction. Complete and utter destruction. There's no mistaking it. It's a missile. There's no way of knowing what sort of missile it is, but the fact of the matter is that it's a missile. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how long this town's history goes, but ever since it became a ghost town, the missile's been there. Apparently, it hasn't exploded. It's probably a dead. And strangely enough, the missile is packed with the names of town's ghosts etched all over its surface, like some sort of memorial. Naturally, my name's on there too. I have no memory of writing it there, yet there it is, like a signature on a shady contract I have been deceived into signing. Maybe I'd be a little proud to have my name here if I liked this town, but since I don't, it doesn't make me happy at all. Instead, it makes me feel like I have been bound to this depressing place. So, if anything, I find it disgusting. Sukiyaki. I take 2 or 3 steps back, get a running start, and give them a salagitke. Yeah, it will give you a sore leg, but okay. Specifically, I aim at the spot where my name is written. And you should not do that. Even if it's a dud, you never know, it might explode, you know? Someone speaks up from behind me. You idiot! What if it explodes, huh? Someone with sense. Anya. Shocked, I turn around to see a red-headed girl I recognize. She's a person, or rather, a ghost, I would rather not run into. Ugh. That's one thing I haven't forgotten. What? It's not like I did anything. She may have not done anything, but I have, so I don't know what to say. Obviously, I'm not expecting her to do anything in retaliation, and it's not like I hate her or anything, but I don't know if what I have done, maybe, was some kind of taboo. Awawoo. So all I can do is let out a pathetic groan. Hey, wait. I turn around and make a break for it. I run shamelessly, waving around my arms and legs. Anya, that redhead, appeared right behind me, so I have no choice but to make a loop around the town that's roughly shaped like a circle in order to get back home. I try to run fast, but my body just doesn't feel like it. I keep tripping and almost cry every time, but before I realize I'm back home. When I close the door behind me, I finally snap out of it. I can almost feel the wind blowing through my stomach. Now that I think about it, I haven't eaten anything in a long time. Well, it's not like I'm gonna die or anything. When I toss my coat off by the door, it starts melting from the bottom hem up, like when an orange peel eats through the piece of styrofoam. It bubbles, melts, and forms droplets. Ugh. The boots I toss by the bed melt too, leaving behind useless heels and soles. And by the time I toss myself onto the bed, even my feet start to melt. Even ghosts feel pain. Once the skin melts off, it exposes muscles that gets dry and stiff upon contact with air. It hurts. The smallest flicker of the air in the room causes me unbearable pain, and as if rubbing irritants into open wound. Ghosts can't survive the morning sun. The reason I keep tripping over myself on the way here may have been a result of losing part of my leg muscles. Thinking about that possibility helps distract me a little from the pain. but it's not as much of a problem as it may seem. It's not a big deal, really. Nothing dies in this town. Just leave it alone for a while and everything will be back to how it should be. To sleep to temporarily lend your body to the darkness of slumber is to. By the time I wake up, my body will be back to normal. My legs will have healed and won't hurt anymore. Hopefully. Sure hurts. I speak up, even though I know there's nobody there to respond. Well, it'd be nice if there was someone to respond, someone to sympathize with my pain. Maybe I'm a little lonely. Did a teardrop fall onto my pillow? Or was it just my imagination? My eyes fall shut before I can find out. I can see a town off in the distance, into the distance. I'm heading there at full speed. To left and right is nothing but an endless snow desert. Up ahead, railroad tracks stretch far into the distance. Behind me, the railroad ties blur together, which is a sign that we must be going pretty fast. At this speed, I should be feeling the wind onto my skin, but I don't feel a thing on my body. It's only now that I realize I don't even have a body at all. Without a body, I exist as nothing more than a perspective. A perspective that's somehow chugging along the railroad like a train. Without a body, I don't get tired, so I just aimlessly watch the scenery flow by. Once I'm about a few kilometers away from the town, I finally recognize it. That's the town I live in. That's a bit of a relief. At least it's not some strange unknown territory. Before long, my train's self will arrive at the station. But as I gradually slow down, my body doesn't feel a thing, not even a momentum. Suddenly, my perspective switches, as if someone had turned the turning dial on an old analog radio. My new perspective is facing the door inside a train. I'm already at the station. The doors open automatically. There stands a girl. She pulls the corners of her mouth to the side as if to say bleh before telling me, Welcome, welcome. I lived here for a long time, so I don't need anyone to welcome me. What's even going on? I try to tell her those things, but I can't speak at all. By the time I wake up, it's completely dark outside. Ghosts are nocturnal creatures, and thus the town's bustling with liveliness. No dreams again. The pain in my legs and the damage to my clothes have both vanished as if nothing had happened. I'm just a little relieved. I think I woke up much earlier than usual. I check outside the window again as part of my daily habit to see how much time is left before sunrise. We need to talk. I haven't seen that electric bulletin board before. It looks pretty haphazardly made, too. There's wires poking out and duct tape stuck on here and there. It's probably handmade. It's been lazily stuck on the wall of a building facing my apartment. I've got a hunch as to who put it there. Almost everything in the world can be fixed with a little duct tape. I can still vividly remember her voice, but maybe that's because I actually heard her voice just yesterday. Ring. The phone starts to ring right on cue. I check to see if my socks are on and if my boots and coat are there. I comb my hair with my finger, but it will probably just get messy again. It's not like I've got time to fix it properly, though. I'm off. I turn the door knob and pull hard. What? When I open the door, I see Ghost standing in the common area of my apartment hallway. Is she a grown-up child or a childish adult? By appearance, she could go either way, but if you ask me, I know she is the former. I think she is beautiful. Yoo-hoo! Her name is Pacifica. Even as she starts talking, she doesn't stop filing her nails. She's number two on my list of people I'd rather not see right now. If it's not obvious, number one on the list is the redhead girl, the ghost named Anya. Pacifica, whatever that is. Long time no see, Sayoko. When I hear her somewhat friendly tone, it takes everything I have to keep in my mind from unraveling. Pacifica's very smart. I get the feeling that all of this was a part of those girls' plan to get me. To get me. Those two know me. Probably have far longer than I have known them. I need to go on a walk. I know I can't oppose her, but I know I can't just not oppose her either. Listen to what I have to say, and you can go on as many walks as you would like. I'm getting dizzy. Pacifica. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Pacificia. That does not. Pacifica? I'm just gonna pronounce her Pacific so that it doesn't sound a lot weird. Pacific speaks softly, but has firm falsitude. I don't think anyone can meaningfully oppose her in any way. The phone keeps ringing behind the door. I just shut. It's kinda nauseating. But I'm sure you will find what I have to say quite interesting. It's not like I don't want to hear it, but why me? Please don't get the wrong idea. I just need help. Help? Pacifica, I'll just pronounce that, takes a step forward, closing the distance between us. My body tenses up. I can't be sure she isn't carrying a knife. Not like she isn't allowed to, whatever. I'll just put up with it for now. It's not like I'll die or anything. As I let my thoughts run wild, I suddenly smell something sweet, something relaxing. A new ghost has arrived. Pacifica brings her face up close and whispers in my ear. It sends shiver down my spine, blowing away both the nausea and the sleepiness. A new ghost? Pacifica's breath tickles my earlobe. The tip of my toes tingle and my shoulders freeze up in place. Oh yeah, I guess ghosts breathe too, huh? Shh, not so loud. It's a secret. Don't whisper in my ear. Like I said, not so loud. Pacifica's only whispering in my ear for secrecy's sake, but my ears are so sensitive, I can't focus on what she is saying. Okay, I'll listen. I'll hear you out at least. Really? Thank you. I thought you might say that. May I come in your room? Let's have a little private talk, woman to woman. Pacifica gently smiles from ear to ear like a flower blooming. I feel guilty thinking that there's nothing about me that deserves a smile like that. I've got an inferiority complex about how I'll never be able to smile like that. Those two thoughts gouge out my heart. Pardon the intrusion. Since I haven't even locked the door yet, Pacifica opens it on her own and starts to walk in, but then stops in place. Whoa. What? I must not forget my ninja manners. Ninja? Before she crosses the threshold into my room, Pacifica places her hand together and bows. What's up with that? I heard that this was a ninja custom. That's news to me. No way. Apparently, I had become known as a ninja in this town without even knowing about it. That's kind of concerning in its own right, but for some reason it feels oddly satisfying to see Pacifica blush. It's a pleasant sight, I guess. Upon entering the room, Pacifica makes a beeline for the phone and picks it up. She simply says, "Yes, it's me. Yes, that's right. Yes, please wait. Goodbye," and then hangs up. I brought you something. Sorry, but could you boil some water? I place a pot on the stove and return to the table. Pacifica takes a bottle of instant coffee out of her handbag. She then takes out a tin of preserved biscuits. Ah, what's wrong, Sayoko? I was thinking that this is what I had for my last meal too. You mean when Anya made a mess on the crotch of her plain Jane overalls? Probably, yeah. How long was that? No idea. Well, I haven't had much of an appetite. It's not like I'll die anyway. My goodness. As I boil water, I listen to Pacifica scold me, saying that I should take better care of myself, and it's not a matter of living or dying, and soon enough 2 cups of coffee are ready. She unseals the biscuit tin with a tug of a pull tab. Seems like a fairly decent meal to me. So, about that new ghost. I didn't realize the town could even get new ghosts. Of course, it sure can, or at least it shouldn't. That's what makes it such a mystery. The town has always had a set number of ghosts, 1024 to be exact. That's the number. That number's never increased or decreased. Nobody's ever said anything about it, but I had figured it was some sort of eternal rule. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like adding one more ghost won't make so much of a difference. Maybe someone decided 1025 was a nice number. She's a girl around your age, Sayoko. I see. For some reason, my heart skips a beat. A second later, my chest feels somewhat warm and somewhat numb. In one word, I feel fidgety. Hee so anyway, I thought we should throw her a welcome party. Pacifica just couldn't resist laughing. It looks as if she had read my mind. It's like she knows me better than I know myself, but does she know what this feels like? What this feeling is exactly? We have to throw her one, especially due to the circumstances. What circumstances? The church is examining her. She'll most likely be tired once they release her, so we have to show her a fun time to make up for it. The church. The town's biggest congregation of ghosts. It also serves as a peacekeeping organization. Headed by a priest, they do policing, politics, and thus the priest is more like the town mayor. Very few ghosts know what goes on in the church, but Pacifica is a pretty influential ghost as far as they go. So I guess she got the information from an inside source. But still, the church still does things like that, huh? Some sort of immigration inspection, I suppose. But is that really necessary? It sounds like they're just doing it because they want to. I hate church, particularly their attitude. Even after the townspeople became ghosts, town ghosts and overcame death, the church still wants to control people under the guise of politics. It's almost like ghosts are pretending to be alive, and it's so false. I feel like there's other things that bother me about them, but the anger makes my head feel hazy. Like, yeah, my head always feels hazy, but you know what I mean. So, I can't even remember what it is I'm angry about. Hey, you still hate the church, I see. Well, I do too. Those guys are poop. Church is poop, okay? Poop is church, okay? Ah ha 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 ha. The two of us laugh. Well, that was not the laugh they were doing, but okay. Like the two boys in uniform merrymaking while oozing with pure, unadulterated youth. Youth. That's not exactly a word I can relate to. So Sayoko, will you help me out? Okay, I'll help if you can. I do wonder though, if she's like the most lonely person who likes to avoid everyone else, why did Pacifica came to her, to ask to host a welcoming party? I'm pretty sure there are more friendly people around. But hey, the plot has to begin somewhere. Thank you, I'm so happy. By the way, I really have a blocked nose, so that helps out there. When Pacifica hugs me tight, my body stiffens. There's nothing I can do. I figured I needed some sort of opportunity to do this. So I have been waiting for a long, long time. I'm so happy I could talk to you like this. Pacifica talks earnestly between the sobs. That's right. While she may act overly mature sometimes, that's all it is, an act. Everyone who's close to her knows this. Huh. I remember more than I thought. I feel happy that I remember, but it also feels odd that she's got some attachment to me. It's a swirl of emotions like spinning barber shop pole. Pacifica's as gentle as ever. She hasn't changed, but what about me? I feel like I have changed a little, the same way milk changes after its expiration date. A change you can smell with a single sniff. I can't go back to being me. I suppose that's how I would describe the way I feel. I guess I was just looking for an excuse. You've always been so close. I just needed a little courage to speak to you. Wow. There's nothing I can say. Being touched makes me feel safe. I don't want to let you go ever again. But at the same time, it makes me anxious. After all, I have no idea how I could ever repay someone who makes me feel this happy. If I get too comfortable taking advantage of her kindness, she might start to hate me, and I don't want her to hate me. I can't find the words to say with just a simple hug. All of these feelings are revolving around inside me, and I'm just so afraid that I would end up crushing this moment into dust. And just like that, the happiness faded away completely, leaving nothing but a coarse anxiety coursing through my heart. Am I just not used to dealing with kindness? Huh? Pacifica suddenly lets go, and for a second I fear my worst fear has come true, but the reality is slightly different. Sorry, Sayako, but what it is? What is it? Are you shouting properly? You kinda smell like spoiled milk. Oh, now that you mention it, I haven't showered since the other day. What? Which other day? The Anya spilled coffee on those ugly overalls of her. The poop? Pacifica leaps backward away from me. There's a look of fear in her face, and she probably wouldn't want anyone else to see normally. Well, I mean, if nobody's gonna come see me, the air's not humid, then why bother showering? What happened to I don't want to let you go ever again? Who was you 100-year-old poop? It's been 100 years? But the very concept of a calendar has disappeared from this town, so time has become incredibly ambiguous. Individually, a day is simple to track, but as the days pile up, it's impossible to keep track of months and years. You would have an easier time counting sand and desert to snow surrounding this town. One grain at a time. One grain at a time. If you think about it, I suppose it's not normal to go this long without showering, huh? Maybe I really have changed. Am I trying to reclaim myself? Take a shower now. Okay. My fear of being separated from Pacifica turns into a fear of Pacifica herself. I'll stop thinking, grab a towel, and head to the bathroom as quickly as possible. Ghostpia. It's almost dawn. I don't think I have ever gone outside around that time before. The snow seems a little soft and hard to walk on, perhaps due to the rising temperature. Ah, Sayoko. Pacifica. Looks like I wasn't the only one called here. I see. I guess that makes sense. The time has come. Is it done? I wonder. I can't wait. Pacifica nods and weighs her words for a while and then, if you can't wait, then let's hurry. Ah, yes. I chase after Pacifica when she breaks into a run. It's my first outing at dawn. We dash as if swimming through the pristine air. Main Street looks so different compared to how it normally does. It's a quite still pond. And just as how a skipping stone ripple makes in a still pond, just as how a skipping stone makes a ripple in a still pond, our footsteps and Pacifica's laughter break the silence. I'm excited. Ah, not that I mind, but why are you out of breath? We take one turn off the main street and reach a workshop garage. Anya looks at us as she sits on the garage can placed in front of the closed garbage can in fuck. Garbage can placed in front of the closed shutters, swinging her legs around. Oh, hey you! Oh, Guten Morgen. Huh?
Ah, the two of us laugh as we see Anya's confused face. Anya looks to be about my age, so I don't use formal words with her. Pacifica seems to be older than me, so I have ended up using formal words with her, but not because I'm trying to keep my distance from her or anything. It's not like I don't respect Anya either. Do those greetings mean anything? Not really, Poop. You starting something? Well, this is how things usually go. Though something special's waiting just around the corner, that doesn't mean things will suddenly change between us. Well, whatever, I'm tired, so let's get down to business. Anya sighs. Her face does look a little weird, and her posture doesn't show any enthusiasm at all either. So, is it done? Ah, is it done or is it not? What do you think? The way her eyes light up with confidence already spoils the answer to that question. It's done, it's done. I did it. I did it. Wanna see? You wanna see it? I wanna see it. I grab Anya by the shoulder when I say that. We have both lost our cool. Anya chuckles to herself and pulls a remote out of her pocket. Time for the big reveal. Clack, clack, clack. Wee, hung. The shutter opens, revealing a large box-shaped silhouette inside the dark garage. Ta-da! This is it, our hope, our first weapon. This one's for the bucks. A squarish armored vehicle, at least that's what it probably is. Wow, that's amazing, Anya. Indeed, I am impressed. We walk inside the large, spacious garage, storing the armored vehicle and pat its fine. I'm not a car person, but I can tell that it's a reliable machine. The armor looks like it could deflect a few bullets, and the big fat tires look like they could handle any terrain. That's even six of there's even six of them. Six. I doubt you could get anywhere in the snow desert surrounding the city without something like this. Well, it's an honor to hear that. Thanks. Anya is an apprentice at the local town workshop. Though I feel like this is the first time her career skills have proven useful to us since we first got to know each other, I don't think a repair worker like Anya could create something so impressive. It's amazing, that's all I can say. You think we can leave with this thing? I mutter as Anya shows us inside the car. We sure can. It certainly seems so. Our goal, or rather our dream, I suppose, is to leave this city. Or to be more accurate, it's to head to my home country, which may or may not be on the other side. My friends and I have been working day in and out towards that goal. No idea how far we'll go, but I made sure we can pack a lot of food and stuff. Should we bring board games and stuff too? Wouldn't it be too bumpy of a ride for a board games? Oh, good point. Oh boy, I'm tired. Time to sleep. Annie lies down on the hard concrete garage floor. I look outside the window. Sure enough, the sun's almost fully risen. Ghosts always get sleepy in the morning. They can barely stay awake until the morning, but even that's cutting it close. Ah, no fair. Me too. Pasvika lies down next to the already half asleep Anya and curls up. They look so comfortable, it makes me wanna lie down next to them, but there's something I have to do before that. I get garage shutters remote, and I also pick up a thick blanket that Anya must have already gotten ready for this little sleepover. Hey, come on, it's going to be cold if you go to sleep like that. It's not like ghosts can catch colds, but they do feel cold, and even though they are wearing coats, the floor's likely to grow cold. I press the button on the remote, shutter shuts with a rattle. I lie down on the concrete floor and loosely spread out on the blanket. Say, Anya, what, did you or boss help you? Not really. It doesn't matter either way, but fell asleep. Are you pretending to be asleep? True. Well, we share the warmth underneath the blanket as we drift off into the sleep. Eventually, our consciousness melt as we all enter one dream. If only a dream like that's one A dream, like that's more like a pipe dream. R- Okay, so here's a question. From the start of the story, I assume Sayoko was like a lonely person who doesn't talk to people. But how come now it's like these three friends are trying to get out of this place for a long time and they have been working on a project? Like, the story to me does not make sense. Like, is it in different parts maybe or something? Like, this is like maybe before she was lonely, or maybe she's thinking about the old stuff. And with that last thought, I sink deep down in the ocean of sleep. My vision blurs as if crossing the surface of the water. My eyelids are heavy, so heavy they start to sink. They start to sink by themselves, but right before they close, in the silver of my dim vision, conglomer conglomerationality, whatever that means. Who's that? We walk around the street at night. In other words, during peak ghost activity hours. I never thought I'd walk around the streets underneath a pitch black sky. You don't have to be so nervous, you know. Sorry, but well, I can't find the words to continue. Our conversation fades into the air like smoke. And once I finish taking a shower, they say let's okay. So now I am assuming that what we just saw was something from the past, like it's not the present. Maybe I forgot to read something. I don't know. I'm not sure going there will help us prepare the welcome party for the new ghost. The fact that station's such a far walk from my home doesn't help my enthusiasm either. My worst fear turns out to be accurate. Every ghost we come across gets out of the way when they see us, or rather, who they when they see me. It's clearly not out of kindness or respect. The ghosts fear me. Complex emotions weigh down my heart. Resignation. I don't blame you. Sadness. Don't look at me like that. Indignation. You're already dead. What do you even have to fear? I hate this. Unable to describe my jumbled up feeling, I say something embarrassingly ambiguous. I don't know if I should be apologizing, but I'm sorry. No, I wasn't blaming you or anything. Though Pacifica smiles, her eyes narrow, a sigh that I haven't cleared up the misunderstanding. I curse my poor language though. Can you hold my bag? I nod absent-mindedly and take Pacifica's handbag. This station's pretty big. I must have been a ostentatious building in its heyday. What did I just say? It must have been, not I. But it's hard to imagine what it used to look like now that it's an abandoned wreck. Most of the lights are broken, so it's incredibly dark inside. It's not impossible to walk here if you hurry hard enough, but it makes me wish I had. The few lights that remain intact are enough of an hindrance that your eyes can't adjust to the darkness, so anything that's in the shadows is completely dark. Pacifica strikes a match and lights an old-fashioned lamp. Pacifica's rich in to buy high luminescence LED lamps or expensive high power variable lights, or at least I think she is, but for some reason she's using the lamp. Has she always been like that? I don't remember. I feel like there's a memory like that locked away somewhere in my brain. It feels odd, but it doesn't matter. This station appears to have been a terminal. At least that's the conclusion I have come to, seeing as all the railroad tracks come in front from one distance. This direction. I'm yeah, my brain's a little weird. It seems kind of fitting for a ghost town to be dead end. At least that's what I think. I follow behind Pacifica from the front entrance to the platform. There's not a star to be seen in the sky above the cracked ending. I see a single point light up. It sways slightly. Several dozen meters ahead, there stands a young red-haired girl. Yes, she looks nothing but young. Her name's Anya, a ghost who I used to be friends with just as much as Pacifica. Sorry for the wait. Doesn't matter, you sure took your time though. You run into any problems? Each time Anya's body sways, the float light hovering a little less than a meter above her head sways with her. I'm not sure how that thing was, but it makes her look kinda funny. It's like an angel halo. I mean, doesn't that seem funny? A ghost cosplaying as an angel? I had said okay, take a shower. Oh, I see. I stay silent. I decide not to say anything unless spoken to. Long time no see. Yeah, I guess so. Looks like I win this time. Whatever, Passy. It's not like I want to win anyways. Passy. That's right. I'm gonna call her Passy from now on. And I didn't want to lose as Anster. Anster just doesn't sound right. The two of them exchange playful banter, but Anya's face looks a little stiff since I am here. These two are my only real connection to the town. Judging from what they said, I guess the two of them were betting to see who could drag me out of my room first. But I am not enough of an idiot to say I'd say something like, "Don't use me as a pawn in your games, you two." It's necessary to just accept these sorts of things if you want to revive interpersonal relationships that have remained stagnant for years or even longer. Okay, Cycle, let's head to the garbage dump. Ah, why the garbage dump? I want to ask, but instead I stay silent. I don't want to disappoint them. Despite the thing I say, I dream of reviving our friendship. Okay, let's go. A slight shadow seems to cast itself over Anya's face when I say that. It's a little frightening. Did I do something wrong? I guess there's no dwelling on it. Alright. Anya claps her hands twice and the floodlight above her head changes from an angelic halo to a shining sun. It's so bright it makes me squint. Ah, it's so bright, maybe a little too bright. This thing's a cheap model, so it's only got 2 brightness level. But I figure this should be plenty for picking up garbage. That's true, good job, you are a real engineer advisor. I don't mind being an engineering advisor, but why don't you just shop around at stores? Don't you have money? Isn't it obvious? Well, I guess. Anya shrugs as Passy starts walking ahead. Once my eyes adjust to the light, I follow behind. So does Anya. We didn't make eye contact, but you could say we are on the same wavelength. Whenever Anya moves, her miniature sun sways, causing the shadows cast by the rubble signs and pillars to stretch and shrink. Let me explain from the beginning. The needle on the compass points north. I know. Wow, you really know your stuff, Anastasia. Holy shit. Her name's Anastasia? Don't call me Anastasia. That's why Anya's short for it. That's what Anya's short for it. Hell no, don't make stuff up. But it's cute. Like you're a princess. That's exactly why I hate it. Don't you dare try to make me it a thing. We quickly backtracked the way we came. Thanks to the intense light, it's much easier this time. It's still pitch black outside the station. I get a little dizzy thinking about how long the night is. Anya claps her hand twice and the light fades away. The light's mechanical core plops onto the ground. What a convenient little thing. Probably too expensive for me to afford though. Then I guess I can't afford anything since I don't have a job. Apparently the new girl's being interrogated at the church. Yeah, I know. That's all we know. I'm thinking that even after she gets released, her reputation with the church will remain sensitive. And if we go shopping for her, it may sour our shop's reputation with the church. Oh, maybe it's different with your shop, but things could get complicated with the other shops due to the church's strong influence on the economy. It is important we care for the new girl, but we shouldn't cause trouble for other people either, right? Pacifica breaks into a smile. I like this smile way more than that flawless, forced smile she makes sometimes. Who cares? Rude. Shut up. As those two talked, We eventually reach the garbage dump. It's near the station, so it doesn't take long. Now that I know the garbage dump was our destination, I guess it makes sense why we met up in an empty station. It's perfect meeting place for an outcast like me. It's easy to think when you don't talk. Isn't that right, Sayoko? Huh? I was just saying it's been years since we have walked around like this. I suppose so. Would you look at that? Anya's facial expression changed again, I think. I guess I can still tick her off, even talking as little as possible. It's been hundred of years, hasn't it? Has it been that long? I think so. Okay, then let's go with 9,999 years. I don't get why that quip's gotten so popular, but I don't like it one bit. I don't know why my voice keeps changing. This conversation is reassuring in two ways. First, it's reassuring to know that my present doesn't immediately ruin the mood, and second, it's reassuring to know that I'm not the only one who lacks a sense of time. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have ever heard anyone else talk about it, but maybe I just don't remember. My memory is pretty much just as vague puddle in the back of my skull. Maybe it's because it's just common knowledge. Maybe I have even forgotten what common knowledge is. Sayoko. Yes. Patsy's voice snaps my inward focused consciousness back to reality. When I snap back to reality, there's a tall chain link fence standing before us. Part of it is made to open up like a door. It's entrance to the garbage dump. It doesn't look like it's locked, so we easily get inside. It's not like this place is off limits or anything, right? Nah, garbage dump isn't like exclusive merchant or something. The boss and I come here for parts sometimes. Oh really? Have you been here, Sayoko? I come here occasionally. The garbage dump is the alpha and the omega of this town. From garbage from garbage you come and to the garbage you shall return. It's almost like the opposite functionality of a real garbage dump. Ghosts can't keep more than what they need. Any excess, be it accessories or furniture, suddenly disappears when forgotten. And just as suddenly those things appear here at the garbage dump. That's why this place might not actually be a real garbage dump. It's the same thing with ghosts. We just happen to call them that, but nobody knows if that's what they really are. But they still exist regardless. Whoa, it's so hard to find footing here. Get organized. That's a tall order for a garbage dump. Did she organizing or organized? I did not know. Anya turned her light on again as we carefully trudge over the piles of garbage. Garbage tends to end up in clumps of related items, so with that information in mind, we look for conspicuous pretty party girls like streamer or oh, she said garbage tends to end up in clumps of related items. I dump my garbage, everything in a single garbage bag and throw it out. It can have food from plastic to frigging electronics. I found some sort of canned fish at my feet, so I pick it up and put it in my pocket. The can has the same sort of design as the biscuits I just ate, so maybe it's from the same manufacturer. That's right, even food is part of the cycle. Everything, I mean everything, cycles back around to this garbage dump. The can of biscuits we just ate is probably back here too. Biscuits and all. All of the shops Bessie mentioned collects the items from the garbage dump to process and resell. Ghosts rummage through this garbage dump, live live modest lives based on their needs, just as they always have and probably how they always will too. You could say that for ghosts this place is like a beautiful ocean, and I suppose that might be why it's relaxing to come here. Here you can find anything as long as it's not living. I feel like I have heard something like that somewhere before. But who was it that said it again? Ah, Sayoko! I can hear the clattering of metal as my body starts to feel like it's floating in the air. Though in reality, all that happened in that pile of garbage that gave away and I lost my footing. Look, you gotta be careful, okay? Sorry. Unable to keep up with Anya's sudden movement, the float lamp tumbles into the garbage pile and shuts off. So not only did I lose my footing, but it also suddenly dark, causing me to panic for a second. Anya and I are pretty much the same height, but her hand feels a little smaller than mine. I grip her hand tight and place my feet on the solid ground. I keep holding her hand until my eyes get used to the dark. Sorry, you don't have to say it twice. I may have ticked Anya off again. My hands are sweating like crazy. Oh, it's the car, Cassie murmurs. The fallen garbage reveals what was hidden underneath. Jutting from the pile of garbage, it's a rusty station wagon. There's no way this is stable footing. That car thing was a whole ordeal. It took until morning to work on it that one time. Only now does Anya look me in the eyes as if peering into them. Her green eyes glow gently like beautiful emeralds. Her hands start to feel warm, though I guess it was always warm. I'm only now noticing it. I relax just a bit. What car? With one careless word, I extinguish that light. The warmth in my hand quickly fades. Though that shouldn't be a surprise since she had shaken off my hand, exposing its damp surface to the cold air. Don't you remember? Even you should. No, wait, I remember. Honestly, we tried to leave by car, didn't we? I'm flustered. So flustered I get dizzy. I frantically search through my memories for what I should know, for what I should not forever forget. I remember what happened in the end too. We all. You really are Sayoko, right? Of course I'm me. I haven't changed. I'm me, I think. But am I really? There's no way that it can be me, right? But for some reason, I'm not so confident. I'd be confident if I had something to prove my own identity, right? It's no use. My thoughts keep spilling out like snowy sand. What does Sayako change into something else if you leave her alone like cheese? Passy gives off somewhat exaggerated laugh as if to say, well, she did smell like spoiled milk. If Passy didn't come to my rescue there, I probably would have kept panicking forever. I'm sorry that was really out there. No, I should apologize. We all tried to leave the town together, didn't we? We used the car that you remodeled. Sorry I kept spacing out lately. I regained enough sense to avoid talking about what happened in the end. I was able to remember. I guess memories are no exception to the rule. Everything forgotten returns to this garbage dump. Perhaps even forgotten memories. That's right, we tried to go to the other side. Passy points to the ever expansive snow desert. The garbage pile is pretty high, so you can see into the distance from here. Right, that's why Anya remodeled the car. That was amazing. Well, my boss helped me with the pretty much everything for that. I guess we are not gonna touch the topic of what happened afterwards after all. Though I guess that's for the best. I wonder if anything's on the other side. Maybe there isn't anything. But maybe there is. We'll have to go to find out. The snow desert softly sparkles as it reflects the town's lights. We all look at it silently. So, about the new girl, Passy breaks the silence. I hope we can get along with her. We sound somewhat sad, but not reluctant. Lonely, yes, that's the word. That's how I would describe the look on her face. I'm sure she'll be nice, don't worry, it will be fine. Anya speaks up, if to assuage her concerns. She's got a similar look on her face. It makes me worry if I should too. There's still plenty of time before dawn. We all just sit down and gaze across the desert for a while.
I can peel my eyes off the black, white horizon. It's almost spellbinding. Maybe we are on an island. A small island in the middle of white snow desert sea. Help isn't coming because beyond the sea, civilization has already fallen. I smile at the strange thought, a smile of relief, even though the thought isn't relieving at all. I can sense Bessie smiling and eventually Anya smiles too, as if unable to handle the peer pressure. I guess it's obvious that I'm smiling, but it doesn't feel bad at all. I try to play it cool and keep staring out across the sea. The other two watch as well. It's a beautiful thing. We may be sitting in piles of garbage, but it feels like beautiful night nonetheless. About 60 out of 100. If I were to rate today, that's how high I would rate it. That said, I give my rating the moment I crawl into the bed. So my opinion may be a little skewed. I yawn, I sit up, take a sip of water from the plastic bottle at my bedside, a bottle I had just picked up earlier. The cold sensation passes down my throat. I let out another sigh. I am too tired to even feel tired. I feel so tired of thinking. I don't even want to think about being tired of thinking. That's how pathetic I feel. We were able to pick up all sorts of party goods, load them into a bike trailer we found lying there, and carry them off to Passy's place. Passy wanted to take home a small, stylish sofa, but got into a little argument when Anya said it was out of the question. I wanted to reflect on what happened today, but the moment that I lied down on my bed, I thought, nope, not happening. Ugh. I tried stretching, but to no avail. It only makes it worse, if anything. The intense sleepiness quickly crushes my consciousness. So quickly I don't even have to think about what crushing a consciousness means. Good night. The following is Sayuko's attempt of recalling her memories. Okay, go. Let's fucking go. Shit! The redhead girl steps on the gas. The car starts. The angry man in the priest robe glares at the car from behind. I'm cutting excited? I don't know. Me too. The girl in the blonde hair and the girl nuzzle their faces against each other. They are very close with each other. Anya, look, the another memory. At least she dreamt, right? In the middle of the snow desert, three girls. What did who? Sayo behind you? Why would you? Gunshot. Am I next? Sorry, but you gotta run quickly or gunshot. Yet another memory, an awfully vague one. The black-haired girl arrives in the middle of the plaza dragging two corpses behind her. The corpses of blonde girl and the redhead girl. Somehow, please, someone help, please, someone help me. A crowd gathers in the blink of an eye. Brawny men surround the black-haired girl. The red-haired girl and the blonde girl arrive on the same scene, perhaps having revived at the garbage dump. The crowd makes way. The red-haired girl vomits. The blonde girl pats her head on the back and breaks down crying. The corpses wither away without a sound. They mummify and fast forward, leaving nothing but bones. The men lunge at the black-haired girl. End of the memory. Plaza is still covered in the blood of ghosts. That's apparently what happens to ghosts when they die.
Their fleeting corpses quickly begin to wither away. They grow cold from head down. Oh, I can't believe the beast-like roar coming out of my own mouth. Even if I try to keep it in check, the rough breathing keeps spilling out. It irritates me. In retaliation, I trample on one of the broken-necked corpses at my feet. The barely intact neck makes a nice pushing sound when I stomp through it onto the ground. Okay, she's going crazy. I look up to see Passy and Anya staring blankly at me. Their eyes are empty as if they are not even looking at me. My mind is completely blank, but I do know that I have lost everything. I try to escape. I turn my back to them and try to run away. And right behind me stands an unfamiliar girl. You must be lonely. Lonely, that's what the girl said. That's the one word I wanted to say more than anyone else. I feel as if I cried. Maybe I really did cry this time. But before I can check, the dream ends. I would say that was pretty nice. I was little bit confused at the car memory, but kind of makes sense now. I just let the music play out. Day of Nameless Anonymous Birthday Party. Okay, so that was pretty nice for in first episode, and I think is the yeah, it says season was one as a trial version. I'm not sure if it includes other episode, but that was pretty good. And the demo is free right now on Steam. If you want to try, I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you like videos like this, like I do games like this eventually, you can subscribe, I guess. Well, thank you for watching.